Start out with, I'm just going to put a circle on my paper and trace that. Your circle might be a little bit smaller and hopefully make it a little bit easier to work with. And we'll speed things up here. Now that we have our circle drawn, we're going to take our marker and then start to just slowly move your marker around, just making a squiggly line, nice and slow, nice and easy. We'll probably do about 3 of those. Start from one edge and just go to another one. I'm just kind of freely letting my marker go where my hand kind of wants to go. Then I look at the rest of the picture and add another line in there. And I think that's about it. Then I kind of look at the picture and see if I want to add any more lines, if there's any space that I feel like I need to, like right here, it looks like an open space right there. So I think I'm just going to kind of divide everything up. We're not looking for a whole lot of division, just a little bit here and there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at where all of our lines intersect, like right here. And we're going to make a little smiley face there. We're going to smooth out that line. We have another one here. And every time a line intersects, there's going to be 4 little areas to smooth out. You can see right here, I've got this little area here I'm going to smooth out with a little, kind of a nice rounded edge. Another little round edge here. Smooth that out. And there's 2 more. I got one right here. Oh, I'm going to miss the other one, I'm sure. So here's what I mean by those intersections. We got 2 lines. There's 1, and here's 2. We've got an intersection right in the middle where you see this little pointy line and these little, like a triangle shape there. We want to round that those triangle shapes out. So we're going to go like this, make a smiley face there, and just fill that in. We've got another one here, smiley face. I'm just going to make a nice round edge out of that point. And it's kind of like erasing that pointed, jagged edge. I'll try and give you another example. Here's just 2 intersecting lines where we have like 4 almost pie pieces. We're going to smooth those out with a little curved line. I like to call it a smiley face because we're kind of smiling while we make that jagged edge go away. And we smooth it out just like that. Fill in the last one. And I'll give you one more example after that too. Line, here's where another line intersects right there. Then we'll just get there's the jagged lines right there. And we'll smooth them out. Just like that. And a couple more. There's that one. There's that one. Great. That's how that works. So now we'll just look at all of our intersections and we'll do the very same thing on every single one of those. This is kind of the basis for how we're dividing up all of our shapes. And then we'll add some wonderful, wonderful color after we get these little spots added in. Take your time doing this. Part of this this lesson, this exercise, is to kind of let your mind go and forget about all the other things that are going on in your life and just kind of relieving some stress. Just think about smoothing things out. Speed this up a little bit so you don't have to sit through the whole thing while I do this. Depending on how many sections that you have, might take a little bit of time, maybe about 5 minutes or so, 5–10 minutes. And then you get the fun process of getting to color everything in, choosing the colors. I had a lot of fun with this. I did probably 6 or 7 of these before I did this video. There. Now we're going to work on the edges here. The very edge of the circle, we won't have 4 points. We'll just have 2. So you're still curving out lines. You still have those points that you're curving out. Like that one, and then we have one more over there. I've noticed an area that's kind of open, so I think I want to divide that area up with another line, just like that. And I've got a few more areas that I'm going to fill in then. And I think there's one more spot up here on the top right that we want to divide. That'll kind of even everything out, I think. Fill that one up. There we are. And now for the fun part. Just choose whatever colors you're feeling like using in your project here, and then just kind of go. What you want to do is take your time doing this. Fill these in really nicely, and you will come out with a really wonderful end to the artwork that you're doing. If you take your time, notice how I'm taking my pencil and using kind of the side of it and just gradually, slowly going over, um, just like a printer, just like we talked about earlier with shading and cross hatching. If you do this, these areas will become nice and smooth, especially if you're using a colored pencil. You can do the same thing with a crayon as well as a marker. Just take your time doing that, and it'll get a nice, smooth, evening color. Now, I'll probably speed this process up a little bit so you don't have to sit through all of that. I'm just going to choose a different, kind of a darker blue violet here. You can pick whatever colors you want to make this work out for you. I think it's kind of fun and soothing to watch this and fast forward just to, it's kind of satisfying to see those little spaces getting filled in. Notice how I'm taking these colors and I'm kind of spreading them apart. You don't have to do that. I like it because it creates a unique pattern in your colors, especially if you're using um, different colors. I think I'm going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 or 7 different colors here. Kind of go to a blue here, and now a lighter blue. This would work out with just a pencil too, as long as you were using some shading going on. Some lighter values and some darker values, then it would work out just fine. I think we're filling this up with one more last color. Now we have some advanced tips for you. One of my favorite things about art is that we can create illusion when we're drawing and when we're painting and using color. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a shadow here. It's giving the illusion that this is a thick piece of paper and there's paper underneath it. Or maybe those black little neuron type areas, neuron looking areas, are raised up. And so I was just experimenting. You can do this. You do not have to do this. This is just kind of for fun. Just because I like to play with three-dimensionality and just wanted to show you how to do it in case you were curious. It is amazing what our eyes can turn things into when we're utilizing art. So just by using a little bit of white colored pencil, I can create a highlight on the edge of that, and it makes it look like it's three-dimensional. So I just used a black colored pencil there, and then just kind of added a little bit of shading on one edge of it to make it look like light was coming from the top. And then I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to do this, I'm going to speed it up a little bit though, after I add this little edge here. But it's just cool. It just automatically just pops right out at you as you watch it. And that's what shading can do. When we add shading and highlights, automatically we have this cool three-dimensionality to your artwork. We'll work on some more of that as the school year runs on. I think when I speed this up, you'll kind of see these little edges pop out. Again, you do not have to do this. I just wanted to show it to those of you who might be interested in just trying something out. You can even try it on other pieces of artwork. It's really cool when you utilize color because it makes it more realistic. And adding a little bit of white colored pencil for highlights. I hope you enjoyed that. Here's the end of that. I did a couple of other ones. I think this is the last one that I just did. This is one that I did previous to that, using some colored pencils. Tried a different shading technique. I didn't think that worked out very well. Here is a marker, one done with just markers, and that worked out really well. You could even do some shading on that. And this was one of the very first ones that I did. So hope you enjoy this. I hope you have a lot of fun doing this. And remember to share your artwork. I'd love to be able to see what you guys have put together. I'm excited to see that. So bring your projects back next time too. This is something that I created in Procreate. This is actually one of the very first times I tried Neurographic Art. And it was a lot of fun. Obviously, I didn't do it this fast. Took me probably about an hour, hour and a half working on this one, but I did really get kind of intricate with it, with trying to do some highlighting and shading, as you'll see in the drawing. But it is a lot of fun, and I think that I'm going to try to do some more in the future when I need to de-stress and just I need to get uh, lots of thoughts just out of my mind and focus on being calm and just focus on creating. Doesn't look like a lot's going on here, but I'm adding some different little highlights you'll see kind of pop up at the end. And then the end result for that is right there. So hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for checking it out. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, and we'll have some more.